Alright, here we go. This looks like a keepable hand to me. Have multiple Gideons. Multiple Gideons. You can tell this Gideon is more powerful because beefier chest. That's the key. Alright, Steel Overseer we don't really have an answer to, which is not so good. So Spreading Seas or Wall of Omens. Wall of Omens isn't really absorbing anything. The question is, which of these do I want to Spreading Seas? Probably the Blinkmoth Nexus, since we have Ghost Quarter if our opponent tries to go the Infect route, and another Spreading Seas, and a Gideon of the Trials to make sure we can't lose the game. Kind of. I mean, this Steel Overseer is probably just going to get out of hand pretty quick if we don't answer it. Ooh. Alright. So, what we draw is that. So I could play Gideon plus Etch Champion can kill it. Or I could try and dig for an answer with Spreading Seas and neutralize that. I think that is what I'm going to do. Dig a bit deeper. Okay. Kind of unfortunate here that we do not have an answer. I mean, next turn we can draw 2 cards. Our opponent thankfully doesn't have a cranial plating. Our opponent has a cranial plating, unfortunately. Okay, Path and Gideon allows us to survive. So if we Path, like, Gideon Emblem, and then Path the Ornithopter when it attacks Gideon. Kind of our only option here, I think. If our opponent has like Galvanic Blast, we're dead. Can't lose the game. Seems strong. Seems strong. I mean, this Gideon will buy us more time. It's just we can't deal with this Etch Champion using conventional means. We need to Supreme Verdict it. Alright. So now if our opponent attacks these two at Gideon and that at us, we are just dead. Okay, we're just dead. If we could path that, we would be fine. Alright, we don't control Gideon, therefore we have lost. Post-board things should go a bit better. I mean, if we had have drawn a Supreme Verdict, we would have just won. We did not, though. Mana Leak is fine. Wall of Omens is surprisingly mediocre. I have no idea if Gideon is good. It seems alright in this matchup. Jace is alright. Sphinx's Revelation's fine. Spreading Seas is surprisingly good. Mana Leak is surprisingly good on the play as well, because you can hit important cards like Edge Champion and Cranial Plating. I think I like Mana Leak better than Wall of Omens, especially on the play. Timely's alright. Elspeth is pretty slow. Cryptic is a yes, I would say. Detention Sphere, definitely. Like, we should be set up to win this match. Up. Thumbs up. Alright. Yeah, Wall of Omens. I mean, Spreading Seas is so much better than Wall of Omens in this matchup because Wall blocks so little. Whereas Spreading Seas hitting their dudes is actually really good. I could get the Think Twice for a Mana Leak, potentially, on the play. Actually, don't mind that. I really like Mana Leak in this matchup on the play. And now we play the waiting game. I mean, Supreme Verdict, Stony Silence are pretty much the best cards against Affinity. We have it all, even though we didn't have it all last game. Alright, let us play first. Let us turn to Stony Silence and do the dance of victory. I'm gonna Hallowed Fountain. Maybe it was correct to Irrigated Farmland. Probably was, just because we have Gideon. So this could potentially mess up our curve a little. Alright. Silence! So, I mean, our opponent could win, still. I think we win, like, 90% plus games from here. Our opponent needs to have the right stuff, like, what are the good cards to have at this point? Etch Champions, Masters of Ethereums, Inkmon Nexus for 1. That's usually not a way to win. Alright. So we are happy to just play this. I mean, we drew 2 spells, and if we had drawn 2 lands, it would have actually been really nice to cycle that. So seems fine that we didn't play it, I guess, since it's not even messing us up here. Alright. Ravager. I mean, we don't even need to Wrath. This is not particularly juicy. We'll just leave up Cryptic. If our opponent has some way to destroy Stony Silence, that would be a win con. Alright. What do I want to do here? I suppose tapping would have been an option. I could path, Snapcaster path. I could just bounce Inkmoth Nexus. I think I'm just gonna bounce Inkmoth Nexus. Our opponent can't sacrifice it, and then I'll Wrath if I don't draw a mana for Gideon. I mean, we have Snapcaster to do over. That's what it's called. Give an instant do over. All right, Gideon should be pretty goodien. All right. Man, I love Stony Silence. Stony Silence and Rest in Peace are just like so nice. So nice. Alright. Opponent has to attack Gideon, will Wrath, and then Path and get rid of the Glimmer Void. There's another Gideon. Yeah. Alright, so on the draw, mana leak gets a lot worse. It's still okay though. I mean, we might just want it over wall anyways, or timely. I'm not even really a huge fan of timely because they have so much evasion and so often life gain rarely matters. Maybe Clique on the draw because they can block the flyers. Yeah, let's try out a Clique. There's not really anything else we want, I don't think. Just like all this super mediocre stuff. Like negate, think twice. I mean, our deck is packed full of excellent cards to draw and very few bad ones. I think we want Gideon of the Trials. It's worth it to see how it does in the matchup. It actually might not be that good against like a cranial plating. It seems pretty bad. All right, let's do this. Do one Gideon. It's very easy to kill this fellow since they have such diverse little guys. diverse little guys. And Wall of Omens at least like cycles us closer to a Wrath or a Stony Silence. Alright. Got a mulligan this. Keeping. Alright, this hand's great. Just got even better. Snap top. Alright. Start with Serum Visions. Spreading Seas, pretty good. If we have Stony Silence. Fourth land, also pretty good. Put them both on top. We might want to shuffle away Spreading Seas, I guess. Alright. Alright, hopefully our opponent does not have disruption for our Stony Silence. That is the worst. Turn 2. Which is perfect for us. I'll draw the Spreading Seas here. And Supreme Verdict to back up Stony Silence. If our opponent doesn't have something for this, they are done. No, they might have Wear Tear. Yep. The fear is real. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright. I mean, this is still fine. That's the problem with Affinity, if you're bringing in this, I mean, you've just lost because you didn't have a great start. Alright, Spreading Seas, I think we'll seize. I could, nah, I think I'll just play it and see what I draw. There's no rush on this Serum Visions. Now I think I can cast it, since we can cast Supreme Verdict next turn. Alright, yes, we want Jace the way this game is going. Another Seize is not good, I would say. At this point, I would rather have a random card. See, Mana Leak, I mean, not looking good at this exact moment, but it's not like we had many other great options to bring in. So I'm expecting our opponent isn't gonna like spit out 4 creatures this turn randomly, since they haven't done anything. I mean, if they etch Champion, oh my. Oh my. Alright. I mean, that's pretty annoying, I guess. Our deck doesn't really have many ways to deal with that. Oh right, Detention Sphere, Cryptic Command. I mean, we should be able to beat this, I assume, but we shall see. Okay. Champion of the Etched. Drum up some more artifacts. I mean, we can just sort of keep plussing this for a little bit. Yeah, we'll plus it again. This, I mean, this Jace, we're at 18, so it doesn't have that much loyalty. Or it doesn't increase that much loyalty, but I mean, it's absorbing Aether hits, and we're going to be highly advantaged in a long game, even with this Aether grid. Alright. So if our opponent has Cranial Plating, we can mana leak it. Even if they have a land, they'll have to tap out to pay for it, and then we can consider Supreme Verdicting. Like right now, this only does 1 damage because of Jace. Ravager. I think we'll just Wrath that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll Wrath this. This is juicy enough to Wrath, especially since we get to keep mana leak up. Apparently the Aether Grid wear Terra Plan. I mean, it's certainly annoying. I'll give it that. It's not really winning though, at least not yet. Okay. Sure. I mean, Jace is still not dead. Might be time to cash it in though. Opponent probably should have shot it again, because yeah, I'm just gonna cash it in. It's take it under heavy fire. Alright, that is not bad. I mean, Jace seems like the most valuable card in here. So I assume the split is like that. The question is Jace more valuable than Supreme Snapcaster Mage? I mean, Supreme Verdict isn't really ever going to be that useful. It might be. We don't really have anything good to flashback with Snapcaster Mage yet. You know what? I can't resist the Jace. Let's scry. Definitely bottom that. Let's see if we can't do the same thing. And eventually we're gonna hit our like Sphinx's Revelation or Gideon or something, or Detention Sphere. Alright, here we go again. Eventually we're going to attack with Celestial Colonnade too. I just don't want our opponent to freely resolve an Etch Champion or something. Alright. Shooting Jace, having a good time. Alright, Mox Opal. I think we'll just let that happen. Means we're not going to get to activate Jace in a plus, in a minus fashion. Alright, not really any reason to path, so we'll just colonnade. So Jace is gonna die. We're gonna mana leak this. Yeah, I think I mana leak. Instead of path, we'll save the path. Opponent has Spell Pierce, jeez. Alright, that's not the end of the world because we have path. I mean, as this race stands, we're winning it with our land. Of course, every artifact threatens to change things. Alright, that's a pretty good draw. Definitely not gonna bounce anything at the moment. Sure. Kind of unfortunate that our clique has ran into the Aether Grid plan. Suppose that if I had have thought of this being an option, I wouldn't have sided this in. Your clock is too slow, Affinity. Okay. I don't think I cast that because it turns off Cryptic Command, potentially. Alright. Jumping. As long as our opponent didn't draw like another Spell Pierce or something to stop this Cryptic, we should be good. Alright. Blinkmoth is kind of annoying. Gives our opponent not only a blocker, but also extra activation. In theory, our opponent can actually kill Colonnade now, which is why it's a good time to play Clique, so we get, first of all, we get to see what's in their hand and can Cryptic. Alright, Thoughtseize, jeez. Guess I let him have that? No, I should have bought on that, I guess. I guess Serum Visions this turn because the Thoughtseize means our opponent can force through the Cryptic. Alright, Path is pretty good. Stony Silence doesn't do much against the Aether Grid specifically. Bottom of the Ghost Quarter, the question is, do we want Stony Silence? I guess I'll take it. I guess I'll take Stony Silence against Affinity. And I'll just get rid of this now. So it can't be used against us. All right. Opponent preserving their life total apparently with Thoughtseize. And I'll just Stony Silence. Actually makes Mana Leak a much more effective counter. Alright, Overseer. Just go ahead and Mana Leak that, since we'll have Cryptic up next turn. Oh, hello. Don't think we can lose if we just do this. Although I guess it's difficult to lose if we attack with Colonnade. As well. Alright, opponent still it's still kicking. Alright. Thoughtseize finally gets the cryptic command that we've had forever. Alright. Useless plating. Next turn we have both Colonnades, so the game is over. Galvanic Blast doesn't do anything. This was a long game, our opponent's almost timed out. Alright, got him. Colonnade for the win. The Aether grid was no Aether good.